guys, welcome to W&L Review. Today we will be reviewing three movies. I don't know why I'm having a hard time today. Inkheart, The Changeling with George C. Scott, and The Impossible. And I will let my daughter start off.
Okay, so Inkheart. I thought that was a really, really good movie. I loved how they did it and how it was a different story. I want to tell you the premise of the story, but I don't want to give it away because I want you guys to watch it and I want you guys to follow along with it because it's really interesting. And I almost can't tell you anything at all about it without giving the entire storyline away. But okay, I'm just gonna say this. So if you don't want a spoiler,
Skip ahead.
just skip ahead a little bit. Okay, so basically the idea is the guy can read a book and the characters can come out of the book and come to life. But every time that he does that, somebody else gets sucked into the book. And at the beginning, he doesn't have control over it. Okay, those of you who skipped ahead, you can listen now. So, the entire movie was just really good. It was kind of an adventure type movie. That's how I would categorize it. It's also kind of a fantasy. And the idea that it deals with storybooks and stuff. But I thought it was a really good movie that the entire family can enjoy. And I definitely will be watching it again sometime. And with that being said, I'll let my mom tell you her opinion.
I really wanted to like this movie because it has Brandon Fraser in it, and he plays the father, or the main character. And I really tried really hard to like this movie, and to me, I could not get into it. I did not like it. It wasn't for the acting or anything like that. I don't know. There was just something about the movie. It just didn't click for me. And I'm a big kid at heart, so I love kid movies and family movies and things like that. So for me not to like this movie was a biggie. It had adventure. It had action. It is definitely a movie that has all the workings to make a really good movie. I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it, and my daughter and I watched the same movie, and we both have different opinions. You may watch it and you may like it. You may not like it. I mean, you may watch it but not like it. And there's really not any more I can say about it. So with that, I'm gonna change the thing and say that the next movie we're gonna talk about is The Changeling with George C. Scott.
Changeling. That was a really good movie. It was quite suspenseful. You never knew what was gonna happen next, and you felt almost like you were there with the characters. Experiencing this, we'll just say, scary event. And if you haven't watched it, you guys really should, because I think you guys will like it if you're into kind of suspenseful, scary, maybe kind of sci-fi-ish movies. And I don't want to give anything away like I did with the other one, so I'll just say that the movie is definitely one that keeps your attention. You don't feel like you're zoning out for half the movie until something interesting happens. You feel into it. And with that, I'll let my mom tell you what she thought.
The Changeling, okay, now there's two movies with the same name. The reason I'm telling you who it has in it is because there's another movie with the exact same name with Angelina Jolie. That is not this movie. Although that one's a good movie too. This one, The Changeling with George C. Scott, is a very science fiction-y, supernatural, spooky-ooky kind of movie. Uh, I would recommend it. It's available right now on Tubi, which is a free streaming channel. So anybody out there who has not ever seen it, go over there and check it out. It's really a good movie. It's an older movie. It's a 1980 movie, I believe. Um, but that aside, it still has enough bones in it, enough meat in of the substance of a movie to scare or give you the goosebumps. It's not like, like a paranormal activity kind of movie or anything like that, where you have some, drastically spooky things. You just have to watch the movie, and I will say it is a good movie, and yes, I am biased. I have watched it many times, and I was elated when I saw it the other night, and we watched it. This movie has a special place for me because I used to watch it with my mom, and now my mom is gone, so now it helps me to remember her. Anyway, the next movie we're going to talk about is The Impossible. My daughter started.
So, The Impossible is a suspenseful movie. Without giving too much away, basically a natural disaster occurs, and a family is split up. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't want to give it all away, but it's such a good movie. You guys have to watch this movie because it is so good. It has a happy ending, so don't worry. It doesn't end sad. So there's that. It's a really good movie. I think the entire family could technically watch it because there's no real language. There's a little bit of, I guess you could say, gore, because one of the people gets hurt kind of severely. But, and there is, a scene where a, breast is shown. So, if you're a parent, you might want to watch ahead and know when that scene comes up. That way, if you do want to watch it with your younger kids, or teenagers for that matter, you can avert their eyes, get their attention away, or fast forward. Because we weren't expecting it at all. But at the same time, it wasn't like in some of the horror movies where it's just because. It was like, in the natural disaster, the person was wearing a shirt that was like a tank top, so it's like more realistic that something like that could happen in a natural disaster where things are kind of crazy. So it wasn't like just for no reason necessarily. It's like if you're an adult watching, you could probably get past it because it's like, okay, yeah, that could probably happen. It's not completely, like, insane that it would happen. It's pretty reasonable. But, still, you as an adult may want to fast forward, or if you have kids, or if you are a kid, may want to fast forward. So, just so you know, it's in there. And I'll let my mom tell you what she thought about it.
The Impossible is, it should be The Miracle. It should be the name of the movie. I mean, I suppose the reason that they did that, they said the name, The Impossible, was because of everything that was stacked against this family to not survive, and then they did. And it was just, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I cried like a big old baby many times in this movie because it is just like so. You're just wrenching for this family. Like, you just want them to be reconnected, and be able to find each other and everything to work out, and one thing after the other, after the other, after the other, with his family, just like, oh my goodness. Um, and yes, there is a exposed breast scene, and it is right after. I have to say, okay, I'm just going to tell you this a little bit. There was a tsunami. This is what the movie is about. The tsunami hits this place where these people are staying for vacation, for holiday. Anyway, the tsunami hits. The woman is in her tank, has a tank top on. Her family, husband and boys, are swimming. She's by the pool. She's got a tank top on, and when the tsunami hits, it wreaks havoc all over the place. And of course, it tears her top, which then and her brassiere, which then exposes her breast. And we were a little bit like, okay, should we turn the movie off? Is this going to be like this the rest of the movie? And we were very glad that we didn't have to turn the movie off. We gave it more time, and it was just and as we were watching it, we were discussing, that would happen. That would make sense. This would happen if you were in a natural disaster and you were wearing something like that and something hit. You wouldn't be, oh, everything's perfect. My hair is in perfect order, and everything. Like some of these movies you watch, and they're like, they get in some sort of accident, and their hair and their makeup is perfect. Anyway, it's a good movie. It's a great movie. If you haven't watched it, you really should. But be warned, you will cry. If you don't, I don't know what's wrong with you, because this is to me, it was very tear-jerky moments. So you better have some Kleenex nearby. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. Do you have anything else to say? Well, guys, if you liked what we had to say about any of these three movies, give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe, and if you know anybody that is a movie buff and thinks that they would be interested in our channel, pass it along to them. If you have TV shows or movies that you would like us to review, tell us about it in the comments below. And I'm going to let my daughter take over. She's got something else she wants to say.
Huge shout out to Marion, also known here on YouTube as Life Unboxed. Thank you so much for joining our Patreon. If any of you out there are also interested in joining our Patreon, the link will be in the description box down below.
Okay, guys. Well, with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.